to News of the Week. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about some things that I believe we really need to practice as real estate investors, long-term investors, as people who want to give other people the opportunity to live in a nice house at a fair price, a fair rent, or maybe even get the opportunity to get into a house as an owner, and we help them then actually become homeowners that way. And why I'm bringing this up, I normally don't really like to get into anything that is kind of like political or so forth and so forth. But I really feel, especially like in the middle of the summer right now, where there isn't necessarily that much great news or new news going on about real estate and the economy and so forth, it seems a little bit like everything is kind of slowed down a little bit. But what we do hear on a regular basis lately is that for some reason, the people in leadership positions seem to not really follow any kind of normal principles anymore, right? Like classified documents are basically treated like they were chocolate and being handled like in the most inappropriate ways. People are actually claiming that they tell us the truth, but in reality they're getting paid. Or like the other thing that I'm finding is people are working in government agencies on behalf of the people and get paid by the taxpayer, and as soon as they basically leave the position, maybe because their party is no longer in power or stuff like that, they go over to the exact industry and to the biggest companies that they were supposed to regulate first, now to basically get a huge salary. And then after 3 or 4 or 5 years, then they go back to the regulator, and we are all surprised that this stuff doesn't really work, or that the regulations are completely crazy and make our life harder. So why am I bringing this up? Because I really think we need to be proud of how we operate. And that applies to the money, of really do good accounting, good bookkeeping, good paying attention to what money is going in, what money is coming out, what do we really have left, and how can we use it best? How can we protect ourselves? I want to give a little hint to our protection program on LearnDesk that we have in our newsletter. So please feel free to go into it and learn about how do you protect yourself through your assets and not being sued and having a series LLC and stuff like that. But the fundamental principle underneath is really hold yourself accountable and be proud of doing things the right way. Being dependable, being principled, being trustworthy, because I'm really getting somewhat sick and tired that somehow those that we are supposed to look up to, those who are supposed to be our leaders, are giving the worst examples. So if you have any chance, be a good example. Be a good example to yourself, to your family, to your other family members, to the people that you do business with, to your employer if you are employed, and to yourself. I really feel this is an important thing, because obviously we're not getting it from those we are supposed to look up to. So we have to do it ourselves. And to me, this is part of mentorship, to say, okay, well, if we can't depend on others, then we can depend on ourselves together with our community. And there are many, many places. I'm really proud that we have our tribe. I'm kind of trying to keep growing it and expanding it, and I'm proud of anybody who is actually watching our News of the Week and other videos and podcasts and so forth and so forth. So let's be the shining example of principled, trustworthy, dependable interactions with each other. So I know this is not really news. I think this is just a reconfirmation of what we should do and what should everybody be living up to. And I hope we can be this example that shows that you can do good business, you can become wealthy, you can reach your time freedom point without any kind of shady interactions. So be good, stay well, and I see you in the next video.